Alright, I forgot to fix those images. BobbethTV is live. You know what that means? We've got another episode of 420 Austin Racing's V8 Supercars coming to you live. We are in Bathurst, Australia, Mount Panorama for this round, the fifth round of the V8 Supercars. Let's get over to our screen. As you can see there, 6.14 kilometres, an altitude of 709 metres. This is the full Bathurst configuration. The boys are already out on the track. Qualifying has started. Where's my cams going? There we see Stephen Varga, the 868 car. Why don't we have the car numbers? Okay, so it doesn't car one. Okay. Name's gotta get that fixed back up. Sorry, I lost some of my telemetry templates and had to rebuild some of them. So we're sort of just coming back on that. All right. So for Gen 3 V8 Supercars here at Bathurst, it's going to be a doozy. I think we're about 19 cars registered for the race here tonight. And it is going to be a fun one. Just trying to find my reference information. Open up a new tab. There we go. Excellent. All right. So managed to remember to fire up the cams for this session. So we'll take you through what is an average lap at Bathurst. It's going to start off. Let me get this. There we go. So you're going to start off. It's in alphabetical order, not car order, camera order. All right. So they start off. They come down the start into Hell's Corner, straight on to. Oh God, where's the mountain straight? There's so many cameras. All right, but they come up to Griffin's Bend. Let me just check to see if I do have that mountain straight away. I don't. I was hoping some cars would be coming up through here by now. That's the infamous S's as you come down the hill. Then we've got Reed Park to McPhillamy Park. That's that one there. My gosh, I'm slow. Should have practiced. And obviously the skyline into the dipper. That is the skyline. The dipper itself is down through the S's. And then should come out. There we go. Comes out the other side of the dipper into Forest Elbow, but I'm a bit slow on these camera cuts. I might have to come back and cut them through properly in number order or something like that, because then you get onto the Conrod straight. As you can see, that is a long, long straightaway. This is the fastest part of the circuit. Features a slight right-hand kink right at the end. See if we can get that. No, you don't get to see the that's the slight chink there, just down through that turn and then up into the left-hander. And then, of course, Murray's Corner into the start-finish line. Get a good look from the start-finish line here. We'll get a good look at the actual track in just a moment. Quick time, 2:07.183 though. Ryan Hunter, he's back this week. This drone cam coming up through there. Probably going to see a few more crashes here tonight, a lot more walled off sections. It is going to be quite a risky run here tonight. It's renowned for its challenging layout. It combines high-speed straights with tight technical sections, and it does have a significant elevation change to it, both increase and decrease. It is a favourite among sim racers for its demand on precision and skill, and it's just a bloody good track. It is Bathurst. Jackson Sufong there in the Mobile 05. A couple of throwback old school liveries you'll see here tonight. There's the Castrol 11, the 88 on the leaderboards, but on the screen's Castrol 11. That is Brad Armstrong right there. We do have a new battle box. We can sort of see relative where everyone is. So Jackson Sufong. Oh, there's been a crash there. Brad Armstrong, and I think that was Hayden there. Rob Chandler's going to crash into him as well. Also see what sort of speeds they are getting. Oh, we've got an ad break on Twitch. Forgot to do the minute ad break to give us the extension. All right, just 5 minutes, enough time. Boys, we've got 2:07 to 2:13, so about enough time for 2 more laps to really lock in some times as the Holden and Castrol come racing down side by side. That is it's Jackson. Remember, we have to get the battle box up to know who the other guy is. Oh, it's Brad Armstrong. Well, we don't. Let's watch these two battle it out some more. Joshua Rimmer second quickest, 2:07.421. He'll be starting on outside pole on the grid there. Brad Armstrong does not yet have a time on the board, so this competition with Joshua may spur him into a good run here. We'll have to wait and see. See Sam Tucker there. There's this 666 looking at the track map, the 51 and the 868. So the 51 is Ryan Hunter. We go back, Vladimir Shumilov, Stephen Vargas. So a lot more international drivers here tonight. Joining Max Mokolov, Cirilla did message me. What did he say? Juha. It's Juha Cirilla. There we go, Juha. It is it's Finland. It's Finnish, Sweden. Swedish? Finland? Griff, help me out here, please. Juha Cirilla. Finally know how to say that name correctly. So if I do say any of the names incorrectly, like Max Mokolov's or anything like that, please let me know. 14's about to start a lap. Max Mokolov, speaking of him. So let's watch him just run that start-finish line down into Hell's Corner. Then up the mountain straight. Second quickest part of the track. You do get a lot of speed up through this straightaway. Big sweeping right-hander that you don't really have to slow down too much for. You can set for it and just roll around through Griffiths Bend. It's tight right-hander. A little bit of careful braking, and then you come up through turn 3, which is the cutting. It's a steep left-handed corner. Limited visibility because you do come right up on it and then get that sharp left-hand turn. Then you come up through Reed Park to McPhillamy Park, turns 4 to 7. A series of flowing corners to come up over the mountain here, as we see. And then we come down through the skyline to the dipper, turns 8 to 10. And then Forest Elbow comes up, tight left-handed corner leading. Oh no, we've got ahead of ourselves a bit here. Skyline to the dipper. Here's the dipper. We haven't got through the dipper yet, Bob. Come out of that. Bit of a quick run, build up a lot of speed up into Forest Elbow here, which off this right hand is a little downhill descent into the left-hander. leads him onto Conrod straight. This is where you'll see them really open up. Actually, let's get the dashboard back up in the bottom right of our screens, because you will see some serious speeds here. We're 250 kilometers, 260. He is flying down there. 267, 270. He's just hit, and he's still got a bit of a downhill run into that right-hander. That's the chase. That's going to lead him up into Murray's corner. That's the final left-hand turn before the pit straight. Good run here for Max Michaelov. 2:13.390 was his prior run. I wonder what he's going to run with here. He's run a good tight run. He's stuck within that whole lap there as qualifying has wrapped up. Let's see what he's going to put on the board here. $2:13.018, his quickest time. It's going to push him up ahead of Cliff Potter with a 2:13.077. 18 cars are qualified. Looks like Vladimir did not have enough time to get a score on the board, but we are about to get ready. It's just a couple of minutes until the main event, folks. Let's get some results up on our screen there. We saw Ryan Hunter. He was quickest with Team OCE, 2 minutes and 7 seconds, 5:84. Josh Rimmer, second quickest. Tim Nickel, then Stephen Varga and Luke Fallon rounding out the top 5. Alex Court, Peter Van Wingard, Sam Tucker. Vladimir Shumilov seems to have got himself a 9th position start there, actually, so he must have got himself on the board. I didn't see that time come in. He must have finished that off just then. Rob Chandler's behind him in top 10. Juha Cirilla in 11th, starting in 12th. Kyle Douglas, Wayne Rogers in 13th. Hayden Watson will be starting in 14th. Cliff Potter, Ram Jam. 15th, Wade Georgeson in 16th. Max Mokolov, 17th in practice. This is not qualify, it's practice. Jackson Su Fong was 18th quickest. I completely muffed that, guys. I'm so sorry. It's been a long week. It has been a long week. All right, so the Gen 3 cars, a bit newer to the V8 car circuit. We've spoken about that with this new broadcast. So the reduced downforce, that's going to be a big problem. Here, the aerodynamic downforce is about 67% less than the Gen 2 cars. So it's more dealing with mechanical grip and making the car more challenging to handle. They do run a lighter weight. It has been decreased from 1,400 kilos to 1,335. Gives a little bit more agility and responsiveness. The standardized components, no, that's iRacing stuff. That's not iRacing stuff. It's engines. That's real life stuff. The Chev runs a 5.7 litre V8, whereas the Ford runs a 5.4 litre Coyote V8. There will be at least 2 fuel stops here tonight. I believe 35. Let me just confirm. I believe it was 35% fuel they're running at the start of this race. Well, maximum is the amount they can run in their cars. Where's that little channel? Oh, there it is. Yeah, 35%. So definitely a 2-stopper. So it's going to be a good run. All right, how are we looking here? Getting ready. Oh, 5-minute warm-up, sorry, before they get out on the track. I did forget that. Where's the cameras? Cole Douglas is out. So, yeah, everyone stretch your legs, get your drinks ready, get yourself comfy. The boys have got 2 laps to get out and test their setups before they get this 1 hour long race here at Mount Panorama Speedway, Bathurst, Australia. I'm all excited. I'm getting tongue-tied already. There's Juha Cirilla there on our screens, the 696 machine. Cole Douglas there as well. Oh, big crash there. Kyle Douglas puts it into the wall during warm-ups. What else we got out there? Let's check some stuff levels. Okay, everything seems good there. See Luke Fallon trickling out of the pits. Tickford Racing driver there, the 19 machine in the Caterpillar. That's a shiny car, jeez. About 45 seconds ago. Really not a lot of time to get a lap in. Some of these cars just sort of getting out, getting a bit of a roll on, getting a... Or are they? Let's watch you driving. We don't have track map, Bob. Why don't we have track map and warm up? That's really weird. Should be there, but it's not. Warm up wrapping up. Looks like only two cars managed to get a time in Juha Cirilla and Peter Van Wingard, 208.995. Let's get to the grid for this one. There we go. All right, Ryan Hunter and Joshua Rimmer on that front row. Tim Nicholl and Stephen Vargas second row. Luke Fallon, and Sam Tucker will be on that third row. Fourth row, Peter Van Wingard and Alex Court. Vladimir Shumilov and Wayne Rogers on that fifth row. Sixth row, Juha Cirilla along with Jackson Sufong. Scroll that down a little bit. There we go. Rob Chandler and Brad Armstrong on that seventh row. Eighth row is going to be Hayden Watson and Cole Douglas. Wade Georgeson and Max Makalov on that ninth row, and on the 10th row by himself. Back there, Ram Jam, Cliff Potter. We're going to get this race underway straight away. Just trying to get to starting camp somewhere a bit wider, but that's just showing trees, Bob. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. The longest line that we could see. Not a great view there. We'll see if the chopper provides a better angle. It does, but not of the cars coming up the hill. I might stick with TV cams for now. It's Ryan Hunter, Joshua Rimmer. They are battling it out already. Right. I'll try and bring some of the action from some of the other cars. See if we can't catch some of these exciting crashes as they occur. Luke Fallon, he's in fifth place. Alex Court. Back there behind him, Stephen Varga. Oh, I'm just excited. I don't even know where to begin. Coming down Conrod into the chase. As we know, the quickest part of the track, it dips into the right-hander and then into a quick left-hander. Come down into Murray's corner. Looks like a lot of the cars really tamed the beast first lap in, and not a lot of incidents, just Good line racing. The car's getting up to speed, getting a feel for the track. The 420. Wayne Rogers looks like he's still in at the pits. Did not take the start-finish line. As we see a few cars sort of jostling for position there, just as they come out of that turn. Down the straightaway in, what do they? Mountain Straight. I don't know why I couldn't remember what that was called. Griffin's turn there. Griffin's Bend, not Griffiths, but Griffin's Bend. Up into the cutting. Come up through the quarry corner here. Bit of a hill climb. So they come up to the top of the mountain. Come up around the peak, and then it's a bit of a beginning of the downhill climb. Watch Luke Fallon racing his way down through the S's. Almost. Now here we come. Here it is here. The dipper into the S's. As they shoot back down the backside of the mountain. Of course, coming out of Forest Elbow onto Conrod Straight in just a moment. There's Forest Elbow. Quite interesting here. I feel like everyone's got their spot on the track, but yeah, fuel usage, tyre wear, that is going to play a factor. 2 stops minimum. So you got to think braking every 20 minutes. Basically. So what, about 20 laps. Yeah. I don't know. Let's ask the magic calculator how many laps we'll get. Say what, 209. Yes, about 9 laps in for fuel and approximately 25 to 30 laps. Maybe around 28 for the actual race time. Lap 3, Ryan Hunter still our leader. Joshua Rimmer second. Stephen Varga, Luke Fallon, and Alex Court third, fourth, and fifth. Tim Nickel, Sam Tucker, the men on our screens right now. Peter Van Wingard, Vladimir Shumilov, and Jackson. Pardon me, Sufong in our top 10. Juha Cirilla, Brad Armstrong, Hayden Watson, Cole Douglas, and Wade Georgeson in the 11 to 15, and then Max Mokolov, Rob Chandler, and Ram Jam himself, Cliff Potter in 16th to 18th. Wayne Rogers in 19th has retired, has not taken the track. Might just leave the dashboard up to see what speeds they are doing. Doing everything he can to get himself into that top 5, that purple machine in front of him. That's Alex Court. Alex Court has moved himself up 3 spots. Tim Nichols actually fallen at 3 spots from his starting position. Looks like Ryan Hunter, our first guy in the pits already. So he's getting that early pit start in. Maybe he feels like he can get that in and then run the 2 normal towards the to run the end. The 1 normal one, sorry, towards the end to run it, whereas everyone will have 2 stops later. He can race his way back into it. Peter Van Wingard and yeah, Peter Van Wingard, sorry, and Ryan Hunter still in the pits. New race leaders Joshua Rimmer. So we stick with this top 5 battle. Tim Nickel Quantum Racing It's got Sam Tucker right there behind him. Is that the Shell livery? It's hard to tell. Looks like no, it's Dunlop Caltex. Not. If only I had an actual method to look at it myself. Continuing that run on Alex Court. He's made his way into the top 5, but he's realised that with Alex moving up as well, he now has a top 4 spot, and that moves him ever so close to that podium. Shrubgod, here he is. This is the proper race. It is up. Yeah, look, I was expecting a little bit of early mayhem straight up, just especially up through the hill, that hill climb, and then back down the backside. But the boys have handled it well. But I wonder if confidence will be some undoings towards the end as the tyre wear sort of kicks in, and those cars start to get a little bit looser. Right now, they're easily doing 260, 250 up on this first straightaway before they get to the hill climb. But the battle, oh, there we go, Tim getting a little loose there. I was going to say the battle so far has really been this one here. Tim Nicol got his car up behind Alex Court early on, 6th and 5th place. Brian Hunter was our race leader, went into the pits. He's now running 14th, but these two moved up, and yeah, it has lit a fire. The camera crew have stayed with these two. They really don't like jumping around, but there we go. Luke Fallon 3rd place. Now we're getting a bit of extra look at people. There we go. There's Joshua Rimmer, our current race leader, the 117. He's just got onto Conrad Straight, so the fastest part of the track. About 270. I think I saw 274 at one stage. 270, 280 something there. The Mobile 1 machine looks great. Hard on the brakes, that left-hander. Down through the gears, back into second. Runs back up through the gears as he comes down into Murray Corner. Going to start lap 6. 10 minutes in. Looking quite steady. Ryan Hunter, the favourite coming into tonight's race, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to race his way back into it. As I say, a lot of these guys doing quite well tonight already. Back to the Alex Court sandwich. Luke Fallon up in front of him. Tim Nicol and Sam Tucker back there behind him. As has been for a number of laps, and now that would all Alex could see in his mirror would be Tim Nicol. Likewise for Tim and Sam Tucker. Oh, Jerry Abdul and Lollius Maximus, thank you for the follow. My audio, I haven't fully switched over to OBS yet. I've been slacking and I'm really going to get that done. But my Streamlabs audio is really wonky with the alerts and stuff. Oh, there we go. That one worked. Griff, hello Griff. That one came out my speakers though. Doc Dabs as well. Starting to get a bit of a crew in here tonight for the 420 Aussim Racing V8 Supercars here at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia. We are 12 and a bit minutes, almost 30 minutes into an hour-long race. Lap 6, approximately 28-ish laps. There will be 2 pit stops minimum. They have 35% fuel maximum in these cars, so it is going to be interesting. We've already had the early race leader Ryan Hunter pit. He has made his way back up into 12th from that Riverfield run, so making his way back up might not have been a bad strategy. Getting early, get that little bit of extra fuel so you can run that little bit longer through the middle part of the track. Thanks for the kind words, Mr. Moderator. I'm new here. Maybe I will follow. I appreciate that, Griff. I'm sure if you do, you will find some very kind words and some good friends and some great games. But no, seriously, how do I do this? Oh, I don't have multi-stream chat on. That's why I'm not seeing nothing on that side. Oh my gosh. Sorry, YouTube and Facebook, if you've been doing the talks and stuff and I've just ignored yous, cold-shouldered yous. It was not my intentions. I feel like I'm safe on the Facebook side. What about the YouTube side? Got to get the old shout-outs going. Good friends, good games, kind words. That's it. I'm out. Yeah, no, Doc Dabs knows what it's really all about here. We get him in with the fake revelry, and then you're just stuck with us. You just, yeah. And next thing you know, you're on an ARC server 14 hours a day, and forget to eat. All right, what do we got here? Alex Court still battling it out. 4th place. Luke Fallon up there in that 3rd place. The podium just there ahead of these guys. Tim Nichols, Sam Tucker also just back there. It's been a 4-car group for quite some time. It's been pretty much the race at the moment. There is another couple of battles going on. I can see there Rob Chandler and Max Mokolov just ahead of him there in the Newlon machine. They're battling it out. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Yuha is also battling out with Hayden up there in the old school Commodore Marlboro machine. Oh, I haven't seen that wrap in a long time. Back behind them, I think that's Ryan Hunter, our original race leader in the Kmart machine. It is Kmart 51. That's a slick looking beast. He looks, yeah, it's like side-eye dog. All right, looks like Cliff Potter and Cole Douglas have all been into the pits so far as well. Let's get a bit of a look at that, see who has started hitting the pits. We know back on lap 3, Ryan Hunter and Peter Van Wingard winning. Cole Douglas has gone in on lap 7. So will that pay off for him? That's slightly earlier than usual. We said 35%, so around lap 20-ish would be the sort of first pit stop. These guys know what they're doing. I don't. I just call it. So we might have to wait a few more laps before we potentially see any destruction. We do see some of the cars getting a little slippy on turns as they carry a little bit of acceleration in, a little bit too much, and those tyres getting a little bit hotter than they'd like, so not so much sticking but slipping.
What?
Ah. See, even that came out like it should come out my headphones. Why you not do that? Just played Shrubs' Walk On, and let me just try something. Yeah, even that's coming out the telly. And I've told Streamlabs not to. Oh, this is silly. All right, the climb back up the mountain for the 9th time for Vladimir Shumilov. He is back there in 5th place. He has joined this group. When did he join the group? He wasn't back there. That was Alex Court and Sam Tucker. But Sam Tucker's dropped back down the field a little bit. So does Hayden Watson. Not sure what I missed there, but a few cars moving up into the group. The WD-49 car is challenging for the top 5. It is currently right there behind Luke Fallon. Have now lost game sound. Ah! So that wasn't what I thought it fixed. Okay. How's that? We back with race sound? I hope we've got race sound back again at least. Oh my God. It's one of those nights, and it's only 20 minutes in. 40 minutes into the broadcast, 20 minutes into the race. This is the 420 Oz Sim Racing League Gen 3 Supercars here at Mount Panorama. Round 5 of 8 in the V8 Supercars Racing Series. As we see here, Vladimir, Luke and Alex, Tim Nichols in, Stephen Vargas all in the pits here. Joshua Rimmer elected to stay out. He's going to try and keep that consistency, build some distance, and see if he can't create a bit of a gap. Oh, it looks like Alex Court pushing that WD-40 car into its pits there. Max Mokolov there in 13th. He's got, that's Rob Chandler in the 17 car behind him as they both begin to enter the pits. Brad Armstrong there in 2nd place. Ryan Hunter has got himself all the way back to 3rd place. Was our race leader at the start of the race. Went to the pits first, back on lap 3 for whatever reason, and had to race his way back up, and he's done that with Brad Armstrong and Joshua Rimmer both needing to pit. That has pretty much got Ryan Hunter into a great position. Tim Nickel, though, Sam Tucker side by side. Brad Armstrong and Ryan Hunter there. Oh, a little bit of a wall tap for Brad. Ryan may just have the pace here and might be pushing Brad a little bit. It's going to come in under brakes, so in the different come in passing. That's a beautiful passing move. Classic way of doing it. You come in hard, brake late, and just let the car slow down through the lines. As Ryan Hunter moves his way up into 2nd, Brad Armstrong back in 3rd. Conrod straight, here we go, fastest part of the track. Let's see what they can do. As we jump back to Tim Nickel in the 7th place, Sam Tucker just there as well, coming down through to the elbow. They're going to get onto Conrod themselves. $270, $275, assisted with 285, 287. Look like 288, I think, was top speed as they hit that right-hander. Hard on the brakes, back to 2nd, all the way from like 5th to 2nd. They come down through that turn in. Tim's going to stay on the inside line. Is he going to get the nose in? No, he didn't. He got up on the burn a little bit, but he's going to wash off a little bit of speed as Sam Tucker continues that run. He's going to move up into fourth, Sam. The guys in the pits, Brad Armstrong, Juha Sarila in the pits. There's been a single accident in this whole race. Oh. A couple at the start in the early laps. All right, let's get a look at that pit situation now. We've had a few more cars go through. Everyone has been in the pits now, so potentially just that one more stop to go, but it's pretty early in the race, so you're going to want to make sure that you've left enough time to get as much race out of this tank as possible, and then leave yourself enough tank to get home. To wait and see. That's going to be bad if we don't want to jinx anyone, but imagine coming out of Forest Elbow and hitting Conrod straight, you just hear the car spitting because you've just run out of fuel. I'm sure that's happened at least a handful of times at Mount Panorama. Wall top there by Max Michaelov. Back there in 16th, there's Rob Chandler. Wade Georgeson up there ahead of him in 15th. Back down Conrod Straight, 25-minute mark, 12th time. Absolutely let loose part until you get down and move it over to the left part of the track a little bit, make it easier to turn that right-hander with speed. But as you see there, quickly under brakes all the way back. Some cars just back to third there. Sometimes I see a few guys go back to second, but I guess because this pack here a little bit racy, so having to keep it in third just to keep those revs up and keep that car moving. Ryan Hunter has got his race car all the way back into the lead again by, what, 4.5 seconds already. There is another car there behind him, the Castrol machine. That looks like that has been in a war. Let's see, that's Cliff Potter there in desperate need of a pit visit. Max Mokolov, who we got here? Is it Wade? Yeah, Wade Georgeson, Max Mokolov. And Rob Chandler. Racing their way back up the mountain. There's Vladimir Shumilov in the WD-49 machine. It looks like Ryan Hunter going back in the pits, so that lead short-lived. Peter Van Wingard also. And for a two-stop race, I don't know, that feels like it's way too early for a second stop now. That might Might cost Ryan there. Peter Van Wingard as well. Ryan's back out on the track already. So maybe no tyres, just fuel. Of course, we see the WD-40 machine getting a bit loose. Vladimir Shumilov trying to fend off Alex Court back there at 7th spot. But looks like Alex has the pace, but forced to stay behind Vladimir here until he can get to a passing section of the track. Might see him come down through the S's under hard off the brakes. This we'll find out in 2 turns. Again, Alex not close enough to make a move on him there. Definitely going to want to try and get that nose right up under his tail though. When you get to Conrad, they can just floor it and you can try and pop out the side if it's a good run. Current racing order: Joshua Rimmer, Stephen Varga, Tim Nichols, Sam Tucker, and Luke Fallon in the top 5. This man on our screens at Vladimir Shumilov, Alex Court, Ryan Hunter, Jackson Sufong, and Brad Armstrong at 6 to 10. Hayden Watson, Juha Sarila, Cole Douglas, Peter Van Wingard, and Rob Chandler, the 11 to 15. And our final 2 cars, 16th and 17th place, Wade Georgeson and Max Mokolov, as Cliff Potter in the pits in 18th at the moment. Just parked in pit lane. That car was quite damaged though, so possibly getting a repairs. Looks like Peter Van Wingard also back in the pits very quickly. This is his 4th stop, I believe. Wayne Rogers scoring in 19th here tonight, did not take the track. You see Alex put a little bit of pressure there on Vladimir to make him go a little bit wider than he wanted. And that allowed him to get a bit of a better run up the mountain. Sharp left-hander. It's going to be interesting to see, can these 2 Chevys... Vladimir hits the wall a little bit there. I was going to say, can he stick up there with that other car? Trying to offer some battles back. Here's Hayden Watson in 11th. Brad Armstrong back there behind him. Oh no, sorry, Juha Starila, my bad. Chevy versus Mustang here. Chevy with the race lead in 11th spot. Juha back there in 12th, but anything can happen. Still another pit stop still to come at least. Halfway, more than halfway into this race, 31 minutes in, just about. 1 hour long race. Two Quantum cars, we saw them momentarily. Tim Nichols, Stephen Vargas, 2nd and 3rd. Anyone in chat been to Mount Panorama, guys? I've never been. My sister's been a lot. I know plenty of people that have, but I've never managed to find myself over there yet. It's weird going to, we got a few race courses in Tasmania. It's weird going to a race course track because, like, obviously you don't get to see, you only get to see the section you're sitting at. So it's like every minute and a half, you might see like, 20 cars come. Shoo, 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 shoo. Down through the dip we come, 15th time. Vladimir Shumilov, fending off Ryan Hunter, has led the race twice now. Ryan Hunter, look to him to get back up there for a third shot before the night is out if he has his way. Oh, it is so cold. I don't know if it's cold where you guys are, but it is so cold where I am. I've got the heater on right next to me, and it's sort of, I'm trying to judge between burning my legs and appropriate far enough back where it doesn't, and it is so hard to judge. Ryan Hunter makes that move on Vladimir Shumilov and moves into 7th place. He's going to move on to battling Alex Court up ahead of him. Alex Court, about a second lead over Ryan Hunter, but we'll see if Ryan can break that down a little bit. Stephen Varga, Jim Nickel, teammates with Quantum Racing. Currently 2 and 3. If they run it well enough, you do see some 2-car teams do well at Mount Panorama racing like this. Joshua Rimmer, of course, got a race of about 15.9 seconds, so they're going to have to hope for some good pit strategies to be able to close that gap. Yeah, Shrubs knows what it's like. It is freezing. Oh no. I was like, all right, I don't need to grab another drink. I've got my backup drink, but I finished it. Peter Van Wingard still in at the pits. Cole Douglas and Hayden Watson have joined them. Let's see who comes back out the other side as lap 17 begins. 35 minutes into the 1 hour race. This is the 420 Austin Racing Series Gen 3 V8 Supercars here at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia. All live on BobbethTV. Stay tuned, guys and girls. I'll be back in just one moment. right, we are back. Apologies about that little break there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's lose that train of thought, apparently, Bob. Let's have a look. Joshua Rimmer, our race leader. Stephen Varga, the man on our screens, and Tim Nichols, the other man on our screens, in second and third. We saw Ryan Hunter briefly back there, and Alex Court in fourth and fifth. Vladimir Shumilov, Luke Fallon, Sam Tuckett, Brad Armstrong, and Jackson Sufong are officially in the top 10, but that is changing as we do see a number of cars coming in and out of the pits. Jackson Sufong entering, Luke Fallon and Sam Tucker exiting. Excuse me. So looking at the pit times and looking at the strategies here, 14 to 17 laps seems to be about the maximum fuel sort of consumption. So might be enough to see them home here if they have had just one last stop now. But most drivers, they've already pitted. They've already just to be about pitting. It's sort of a critical point of the race, this stage right here. You're either up the front with a bit of clean air, Joshua Rimmer, Stephen Varga, Tim Nichols style, or you're back fighting for your positions, Sam Tucker, Luke Fallon, Yuha Cirilla, Jackson Sufong style. We see Tim Nichol break off, Stephen Varga stay out. There's Sam Tucker, Luke Fallon back there behind them. You see the number of pit stops. Let's see, I think it comes up over the track map. So we can see there 10 lap stints seem to be what people are doing at this stage. A 3, a 9 and a 6 for Ryan Hunt, who's currently in third. A couple of 9s there and a couple of 8s, but generally seems to be about 10 laps. Less than 20 minutes remain. So we lap 19. Not as fiery as I thought it was going to be. I thought the mountain is its own beast, its own competitor. It does have its own way of humbling certain race car. Even the best have come unstuck here. But so far, so good. The guys have really been handling it quite well tonight. Looks like Peter Van Wingard has also retired, joining Wayne Rogers in the viewing room. Hayden Watson still in the pits. Looks like Rob Chandler, Max Muckalov as well, but Cole Douglas, Keith Potter and Wade Georgeson all a lap down in 14th, 15th and 16th, so they'll need to get a full lap in while Rob and Max are still in the pits and hope that they can then get all the way back around and catch back up to them again to increase that position, move their way up into that top 10 sort of battle. 88 car there, Brad Armstrong got a little loose on exit as we get to Conrad Straight. Racing alongside Chevy versus Mustang. Luke Fallon, Brad Armstrong. top 5 car, Sam Tucker, 666 machine. So Brad Armstrong going into the pits. He's going to grab probably his last stop, I would dare say. Sam Tucker and Luke Fallon coming up on Stephen Varga and Tim Nickel. Josh Rimmers falling back to second as Ryan Hunter has taken our race lead. Just trying to work out who that other car with Ryan is. It's the 14. Yeah, Max Mokolov there, the Newlon machine. Had to really get on the brakes just to let him pass and not hold him up, or cost him that race. Almost 15 minutes remain in this mammoth 1 hour long battle here at Mount Panorama. I keep going to call it Mount Bathurst. At Bathurst, Mount Panorama. 21 laps into the Oz 420 Racing Sims round 5 battle here. The 05 machine, Jackson Su Fong, showing us what the drift machine is like as it gets a little loose, gets it back under control. Resumes that battle after chasing after Vladimir Shumilov there ahead of him. Looks like he's going to carry that speed into those turns and get past him nicely there. Vladimir just conceding that. Oh, that's Cliff Potter, sorry, conceding that spot. The other Castrol there is Brad Armstrong. Jackson and Brad, they will be battling it out here as they come into the turns. Oh, it looks like Brad was setting himself up for a bit of a run there, but I think Jackson was able to have his car in the right position to block that off. Thank you very much. The dying stages of this race. Griff, you better be watching, and if you're not, Shrubs, you better tell him that he better be live by the time we're done this, because we're all coming to see him after this. 15 minutes time. Side by side, Brad Armstrong, Jackson Su Fong, they are going to battle it out on the mountain. Up the hill climb we begin, the big right-hander off the mountain straightaway. So Jackson does have what looks to be control of that battle, but he went a bit too wide. I've given him the broadcaster's curse there. Brad Armstrong right alongside him, but definitely more momentum. Jackson used that confidence though. Keep that car nice and sideways. Next to the other, so alongside rather the other car, the race car there. Gets it back into the race lead. He's got 2 Castrol cars behind him. One of them is Cliff Potter, who's a lap down. It's more of a sort of team battle here with these 2 liveries. It looks like the 11 wanted to go a little bit wide, a little bit faster, but the 05, or the 88 shutting out that door quickly. Through the 05 is the 8, Bob. Jackson Su Fong in the Mobile 05. The Castrol 11 is the 88, Brad Armstrong. Ryan Hunter back in fourth. Looks like he's having a bit of difficulties getting that car back into that race, leading with about 13 minutes to go. I don't know if there's any more pits remaining that are needed to be taken. If the guys have balanced it out, there shouldn't be. Oh, that coffee's hot. So cool seeing all the branding. A lot of the times with Mount Panorama in racing games, they can get the license for the track, like data, the layout, but not necessarily the sponsors and things like that. Or it's a big sort of mess to try and group all the sponsors in and stuff like that. But you can see there we've seen Caltex, we've seen Pedigree, we saw Mark Tubby Taylor doing his air conditioning ads. GoDaddy.com. So a lot of the real life representation out here. It's not Refco, of course, on the straightaway. It's great to see Australia represented well in iRacing. Now can we get some Tassie tracks? What about Simmons Plains? Hayden Watson, Wade Georgeson still in the pits. 17th and 16th respectively. Cole Douglas, Cliff Potter, Max Mokolov all a lap down. And then we've got 12th and 11th places. Rob Chandler, Yuha Cirilla, the top 10. Brad Armstrong, Jackson Su Fong, Vladimir Shumilov, Alex Court, and Sam Tucker. Sam just moved back to 7th, Alex Court 6th. As looks like Tim Nichols in 4th has spun out there. Luke Fallon's going to get past him. Alex Court is going to race up. He's about 9 seconds away. There he is from that crash time. So he's going to get there quickly. Look to see if Sam Tucker might come on the scene in a moment. But our top 5 now: Alex Court, Luke Fallon, Stephen Varga, Ryan Hunter, and Joshua Rimmer, our race leader. You notice some real subtle movements from the cars, but knowing what this track's like and knowing and seeing it happen from inside, it's just so much more hairier. What I'm talking about is you'll see some of these cars as they come out of the turns, they'll just snap a little bit as they straighten up, or if they hit those little chicanes just a little bit wrong and it sort of skip bounces off of them and things like that. But these cars, they just they flick like a moment's notice, and you don't have a lot of time to react. It can be quite scary. Especially the brakes coming down here, you don't want to lock up. Car will just sort of send nose inwards towards the track wall. Race over. Couple of clips of the wall there, Jackson. A few times on exit as he's trying to maintain that speed. Tim Nichols, after that crash, has taken the car back into pit lane. One last stop with about 9 minutes left in the race. That will basically end his top 5 run. The 05 machine, Jackson Sufong, very wide on that turn. That's the problem when your tyres start to lose that grip. You think you can sort of go a little bit wider, a little bit faster. But if they don't hold, that oversteer, well, understeer, sorry, sort of gets you. 666 Sam Tucker's front end. That is carrying a lot of damage. He's currently just outside the top 5, so electing to sort of deal with it. Hard on the brakes there a little bit. Looked like he locked up just a little for some reason. He let Vladimir Shumilov past him into 6th spot. Sam moves back to 7th. Root Paper Scissors, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Obviously here to watch the 420 Austin V8 Supercars here at Mount Panorama, round 5 of their 8-round competition. 3 more races to come. All exclusively live Sunday nights. BobbethTV, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. There's Alex Court. He has been flirting around that top 5 spot all night. I believe the closest he got was 4th. With all the shuffles throughout the pit stops, he's back in 5th. Luke Fallon currently in 4th. He does have Vladimir Shumilov behind him. He's been doing quite well in that Castrol machine. Just a couple more laps to go in this one. Race leader of the 117. We can just see him coming down through the chase. Gonna race his way up to Murray's corner and get the lap 26 underway. Ryan Hunter in the 51 machine. He's just coming into the chase now, so. Speaking of the devil, there he is right there, Ryan Hunter. Comes into Murray's corner. He's going to get the start-finish line. He's going to start his 26th lap as he makes his run for the top 3. Currently 2nd, looking to win. Once has won pretty much every race that I've broadcast that he's been in. So Joshua Rimmer obviously looking to put some of that to rest here tonight. Excuse me. Ryan Hunter, that is Max Mokolov back there behind him. So that is 2nd place and 13th place on his screens. Up ahead of Ryan is the 17 of Rob Chandler. He is in 12th. So Rob and Max, they are racing for position. They've got a little bit of a Ryan Hunter sandwich in the middle as he sort of races his way up through the pack. They can resume their little 1-2 battle now. As Team OCE's Ryan Hunter gets his run down Conrod straight with Rob Chandler. Max Mokolov back behind him. The Mobile 1 machine, Joshua Rimmer. He is on a tear. He's on lap 27. Likely the second last lap of our race, possibly the third last, maybe. But WEHE racing driver Joshua Rimmer has mastered those pit stops here tonight. That's been the real sort of competition. Ryan Hunter had to go in quite early, lap 3. Not sure what that was for, but that pretty much, I think, is what sort of decided this race order. Luke Fallon looks like he might have run a little bit dangerously close to running out of fuel, so going into the pits towards the very end of this race. So does Sam Tucker. Cowboy Rusty in the chat. G'day, mate. How are you? I'm great, buddy. Thanks for jumping in. We're just at the tail end of this Gen 3 V8 Supercar race at Mount Panorama. 420 AusSim Racing League's V8 Supercars competition. Round 5 of 8. This man here, Joshua Rimmer, has shared the lead a few times, but has really been dominating in this last, say, quarter of the race, last 25 minutes. No, 15 minutes is quarter of a race, Bob. 60 minutes in an hour, not 100. About 30 seconds to the end of the race, so this will count as one more lap. White flag lap, this is it, last lap of the race. We'll come back to Josh in just a sec. We'll just get one last look around the track. Rob Chandler in 12th there. Max Mokolov back there behind him. Nope, camera's gone, nope. Let's get up to Josh. He's deserved his flowers. As the, who was that pulled aside there? The something 646? Yeah, Kyle Douglas in the 46. Back there in the yellow machine, pulled aside to let the race leader and touching wood, eventual winner Joshua Rimmer through as he makes his final climb up the mountain. Coming through to the skyline here, into the dipper. Big descent down the back of the mountain for that last time. He'll be breathing a massive sigh of relief, getting that one out of the way. No more times down the mountain as he comes down into Forest Elbow. He's going to be able to floor it. Does he floor it? Do you think you floor it? Do you just go balls to the wall? This is it, last lap, just send it, or do you try and make sure you don't do anything to the car? Either way, Joshua Rimmer is going to come down through Conrod straight. Okay, that does work. Cool. Joshua Rimmer, WHE Racing, is going to take out the round 5 at Mount Panorama round of the V8 Supercars for the 420 AusSim Racing League. Second is going to be this man, Ryan Hunter, as he takes that turn out of Murray's Corner into the straightaway for his run at the checkered flag. Ryan Hunter, Stephen Varga currently in third, but does have oh no, I was going to say does have Alex Court back behind him, but no, he doesn't. There's Alex coming down through as well. Shumilov, Tim Nichols, Sam Tucker. Let's just watch the last little bits of this race through. Is he pushing him down? Is he broken down that one? Look at this. We've got a bit of teamwork going on. Did Joshua Rimmer run out of fuel and the other car is just giving him a bit of a push? That wraps up round 5 of 8 for the 420 Austin V8 Supercar Series. Round 5 of 8. Oh, no, sorry, round 6 of 8. That was round 6. My mistakes. Rounds 2 more rounds to go. It will be a wet race. Next week will be at Chicago Street Circuit. And then finishing up at Okayama International Circuit in Japan for a nighttime race in 2 weeks' time. Just waiting for the official finish of this race. A couple of cars still left to get the checkered flag. I think Jackson Sufong, here he comes. For us to get the official results on the leaderboard. There we go. All right, we know obviously in 19th did not take the tracks, so Wayne Rogers will take 19th spot, 18th spot Peter Van Wingard for 723 Racing, 104 Motorsports Hayden Watson in 17th, Wade Georgeson and Cliff Potter 16th and 15th, Kyle Douglas and Max Mokolov in 13th, 14th. Rob Chandler finished in 12th, Jackson Sufong 11th. Our top 10, Yuha Cirilla and Luke Fallon in 9th. Brad Armstrong finished 8th, Sam Tucker 7th, Tim Nickel finished in 6th. Vladimir Shumilov in 5th, 4th, Alex Cord. Our top 3, Stephen Varga, Ryan Hunter, but tonight's winner, Joshua Rimmer. Congratulations. Little Wodo Jackson ran out of fuel last lap, then got one more instant point and had to do a drive-through. Oh, no. Well, that explains what's happened to Jackson when he dropped back through that field. That is unlucky, but that is the dangers of that racing style. All right, guys and girls, we're going to wrap it up there. For those of you watching on Twitch, if you do watch on Twitch, if you don't, quickly jump over to Twitch, twitch.com/BobbethTV, because as we finish up, oh, he's not live. I was hoping Griff was going to be live. Griff the Merciless is a buddy of mine that was going to go streaming tonight, but does not appear to be live, so we won't be going to him. What's going on, Griff?
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy,
Ain't no way,
boy.
ain't no way. Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. Let me just check something. Am I just like, is my stuff just not telling me stuff properly? No, he's definitely not online. All right, guys, girls. Well, look, yeah. So thank you so much for coming out. We will be back tomorrow morning, 9 p.m., 9:30 in the morning Australian for the Knuckleheads iRacing race, Knuckleheads iRacing League. Monday, Tuesday morning, and Wednesday morning racing coming our way. So tune in then. But if not, we'll see you again next Sunday night. Thank you so much for watching, guys and girls. Bye.